Hey guys, this week we are focusing on succulent drawings or cactus drawing. So in our drawing, we're going to have two types of plants, succulents and cactuses. Succulents are the plants that don't have spikes, such as this plant on the right, this guy right here. He's a succulent. Also, the aloe in the back, he's a succulent. The cactus is this hairy guy right here, and he looks like he's hairy, but he actually has spikes. And if you zoom in a little closer, you might be able to see the spikes. They're not that big. There's some cactuses that have like 2 or 3 inch spikes that almost look like nails. I have another cactus over here, and he has little spikes. So in your drawing, we're going to focus on 2 types of plants. I'm going to do a drawing first, and you guys can watch me draw it, and then I'll do a how-to drawing after. Alright guys, so let's get started on our drawings. We're going to first start with our pot, and then add our plants, just like we did our coffee cups. Alright, to begin, I got my paper, eraser, pencil, Sharpies if you have them. You can use any material if you want to color yours in. I'm going to use crayons and watercolors. So the first thing you want to do is, just like we did our coffee cup, is start with the rim of our container or cup. So kind of start towards the bottom, since we want the top of our page for our large cactuses. So just real lightly with your pencil, and you don't want to press too hard in case you make mistakes. Make a stretched out O or oval. And remember, if you make a mistake, you can always erase it. I usually go over a couple of times to see which lines I like. Alright, and then from now, you're going to add your sides. You're going to come down, go on the other side, go down, and then you're going to draw a line and then connect them. And you don't want this bottom line perfectly straight, you want them curved a little bit. They're not going to meet, but I'll erase them so they do. Now at this point, you can give your pot some design. I'm just going to give him some zigzags. And remember to press lightly on your pencil. If you make a mistake, it's easier to erase it. And when you guys are doing these art assignments, you don't have to do one all in one day. You can take a little bit of time here and there throughout the week. I wouldn't wait till the last minute. Maybe you'd spend one day drawing for a half hour. Alright, so now I'm ready to start my cactuses. I'm going to start with the one in the front. I'm going to do kind of like an aloe shaped plant. And I put a whole bunch of samples of cactus drawings that you guys can look at on Google Classroom. You don't have to copy mine exactly. So I have a little plant here. I might add, so I'm going to draw a big cactus in here, just kind of like that hairy, spiky one I showed you guys in my little plant section, my windowsill. So you're going to go up and you're going to go down. It's sort of just like a rainbow, but it goes up taller, or an upside down U. Alright, so if you guys notice right here, we went over our pot. That's okay. You're going to take your eraser and erase that line. That's why I said to press lightly. So if you press lightly on your pencil, you're not going to be able to see that dark line. And it's easy to erase. So there's one. I'm going to give him some spikes. Actually, I'm going to do that with Sharpie later because I don't feel like going back and tracing it over. Alright, so this guy over here, I'm going to make kind of like a desert cactus one. Same thing here. I'm going to erase that line in the background. And you can add 3, 4. You're going to have a whole bunch of the same kind of plant. See guys, I am messing up. It's okay. And plants are organic shapes, so it's okay if you guys make You think you're making mistakes, but plants are forgivable. If your lines don't look perfectly straight, that's okay. Maybe I'll add a little guy here. Alright. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Sharpie, I'm going to trace all this stuff, I'm going to add their spikes, because I don't feel like going over it in pencil and then Sharpie. I'm also going to add some gravel down here to form our dirt. If you don't have Sharpie at home, you can always use black marker or pen, but I mean, it's up to you. You don't have to go over yours with Sharpie. I'm gonna add spikes. You can have long spikes. You can go back in and make these like double spikes. I don't know if I like this right now, but I'm going for it. I guess I should continue the spikes. And these guys. And their spikes are in rows. If you look closely at the cactus, they form a row. So as you put your spikes on, see what you're up to. Here's my dirt. And you can make these now, make them circles or some pebbles. And I'm actually going to give my pot a rim. So if you think about it, these cactus shapes are like upside down U's, and this little guy that I'm tracing down here looks like a stretched out skinny letter V. That's more here. And go in the back, connect to my pot. Ooh, I totally went off of my line, so that's okay. I'm gonna give him, let's see, a rim. Because he looks kind of weird without a rim. Let's see, can I do it? Yeah, that's better. Alright. Go down. Oh, I am not doing right great on tracing, guys, am I? I'm totally off my lines. But that's okay, because I'm going to erase all my lines anyways with pencil. Or with eraser. Oh, and this guy needs some dots for some texture. Hit too many areas. Alright, so there's drawing, eraser, erasing all my pencil lines, and then I'm going to color them in. And you guys can use whatever you have, Sharpies, markers, colored pencils. If you want to do painting, go for paint. Just make sure, guys, just take a picture of your photo, or take a photo of your drawing, and share it in Google Docs, or if it's easier to email me, that works too. Alright, I'm going to start coloring them in. I'm going to start with my base first. And I'm actually going to use markers, or I'm actually going to use crayons and watercolors. So I'm going to leave some of my parts of my cactus not colored in, and that's when I'm going to go back in with our watercolors and give them some color. Oh, you know what? My cactus is drawing, so what guys make sure you want to do is draw a line. So you're going to draw a line, hover your marker over your plant, hover, 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 hover. When you get to the other side of your plot, draw the other line. Whew, my hand's getting tired. Alright, I'm going to keep coloring for some more, and then I'm going to come back in when I add the watercolor so you guys can see the difference of what I did, because I feel like it doesn't really make sense for you guys to watch me color all this. I think you can handle this. So I'm going to come back in later, and I'll show you guys what I'm doing for the watercolor soon. Alright, we're back. So I got my finished cactus colored pretty well. I also want to show you some things that I did. That I took a blue and I added some shadows. So if you take blue or purple and slightly go on one side of your cactus, just lightly, just to create a shadow form, because everything will have a shadow and a highlight, which means like where the highlight is where the sun or the light is touching your object, making it a little bit lighter. And then the shadow is the side where it's a little darker. So I might go back in, like here on this cactus, I used the light and then I did dark green. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint my dirt. I'm going to add some green here, and I'm also going to add the bottom and the background. And by my pot in one of the sides, just like we did to our shadow, I should have done on this side, you are going to make, or you can make, I just kind of drew a little bit of a shadow for my pot, which I really should have done it on the other side, but oh well. Alright, so I got my bucket of water. If you have a bowl, I have a, oh, that's not good. I just transferred the newspaper onto my table. Anyhow, what you're going to do next is, I'm going to take a brush. I'm going to finish painting the green cactus. And if you have any white spots from painting or coloring, because you can't press down too hard and my hand hurts from pressing down so hard, you can go over with watercolors, if you're using watercolors or markers. You might get little bleeds of paint because, well, it has no place to go because it's called a wax resist. Alright, now I'm going to add some brown. And you can make your cactuses any color you really want to. I mean, if you want to Google some pictures of cactuses before you start drawing to see what colors or the shapes they are. And again, check out my Google Classroom. I've attached a whole bunch of different pictures of cactuses you guys can get inspiration from. And if you want to email me and set up a Google class time that we can chat, I can do that. So I'm thinking sometime next week we will do another drawing together. Maybe we'll do a live one. guys can hear Tessie snoring in the background. And I actually can go right over using watercolor with my colored in cactuses because it's crown resist. It's not sticking, see? Oh, well that time it did, but you can just take a paper towel or your finger, newspaper, and blot it off. Okay, so there is my finished cactus drawing. Alright guys, good luck, and I can't wait to see what these look like.